How we doing, guys? Welcome to the preview and the predicted lineup. Arsenal against Brentford, back in Premier League action very, very quickly after the Chelsea game. And this is exactly how it's going to be right now. December is a very, very busy month and it can make or break seasons. And we're looking at our Premier League games. We're not going to focus Champions League or anything like that, but we got 6 Premier League games in the month of December. 4 of them are at home, and this is one of them, and it's big because we have to get back to winning ways. The Chelsea result will only be a good point if we pick up 3 in this game. If we don't, then you look at the bigger picture and you'll say something's not right, and this ain't the kind of result that we were expecting. And you've got to look that we've got Aston Villa coming up at the weekend, early kickoff on Saturday. So it's a big game, and we've got to use our home advantage and the form that we have at home to maximise that and get the 3 points. Now, Brentford, under a new manager, Keith Andrew, talk at the start of the season was that they were going to struggle after Thomas Frank had left. They lost key players like Christian Norgard, of course, plays for us now. But they actually haven't struggled as much as what some people have suggested or would have thought. And they took a big gamble, with Keith Andrew. And it's his first appointment. It's a big job to take on. But he's done really well, to be fair. They sit 10th in the league. And I look at some of their results and performances, and they've beaten the likes of Liverpool. They've beaten Manchester United. They've beaten Aston Villa. They narrowly lost to Manchester City. They drew with Chelsea. But one of the key factors in those results there were that they were at home. It's away from home where they seem to have struggled, and they seem to not get so much joy. Why that is, I don't know. But they obviously like playing at home more than they do away. Now, they're a very physical side. And one thing that they do have is a long throw. And there's been so much talk about long throws of late. And Arsenal keep getting mentioned as this long throw team, even though we haven't benefited from a single goal from a long throw. But yet it gets thrown at us. But Brentford are literally a long throw specialist, and their throws are absolutely insane. So we're going to have to watch that. And in Igor Thiago, they've got one of the informed strikers in the Premier League. I don't know what it is about Brentford finding strikers, but they found another. 11 Premier League goals, 13 games. Very, very good. And yeah, we're going to have to watch out for him, that's for sure. But I do think, where we're concerned, we will make some changes. I think we need to make some changes. I think we need a little freshen up in a few areas. I think that, with Aston Villa coming up at the weekend, we have to keep that one in mind, and we have to know the fact that we're playing a side that's in very, very good form in Aston Villa, and that we're probably looking at the 2 games and we're saying we go full strength, all out for that game, and we can make a few tweaks and changes for this one. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting what Mikel goes with. But I do feel that, yeah, we will, make some changes. And I feel that there's a reason behind some of the selections that I'll go with. And I will obviously explain that. But, yeah, for me, it's a risk making a lot of changes in terms of like 5, 6, 7 changes. I think that could be too much, and it could, mess up the cohesion within the side. But I just feel that, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. This is very much one where I'm debating and I'm going, we can make changes here and there, and I'm not too sure. I just feel a few tweaks here and there, and I'll give my reasonings for it. But I feel there needs to be a bit of a freshen up. So with that said, let's go into the predicted lineup. In goal, David Raya. This doesn't change. It's very straightforward and it's very, very simple. Right back, Jurriën Timber, I wouldn't change it. I feel that because of the other changes that I'm going to be making, it doesn't happen. I feel that he stays into the side. There's no change. It's very, very simple. Right centre back, bringing back William Saliba. That is on the presumption that he is available. If we have to go with Mosquera and Hencape again, so be it. But I just feel that maybe Saliba will be available for this game. So I would start him. I feel that he was missed in the game against Chelsea because he dictates everything we do from the back. Very calm in possession, builds up our play from the back, and I feel that's missed. So as good as Mosquera and Hencape are, they're still relatively new to the league, new as a partnership. So yeah, it was a bit of a mad one to have to throw them in, but for me, Saliba comes back in. Left centre-back, I'm going to go with Hencape. Been very, very impressed by him. Really like him. No issues at all. And you could play Mosquera or Hencape, but I'm going to go with that natural balance left and right. So he will go there. Left back, I'm going to go with Miles Lewis-Skelly starting the game. Reasoning for this is that with Calafiori, he's on 4 yellow cards. 1 more yellow card and he's suspended for 1 game. With Aston Villa next, I wouldn't take that risk. Miles Lewis-Skelly hasn't looked his best over the last couple of games, but the more he plays and the more minutes he gets, the better he will be. So, listen, he will play for me. And my reasoning for that, as I've explained, is because of the whole Calafiori situation with a yellow card and whatnot. In the midfield, I'm going to go for... now, this is a debatable one. Now, we're talking about, obviously, Zubamendi came off quite early in the game against Chelsea. Christian Norgard could play against his former side. I feel that maybe Christian Norgard will start this game. One of the reasons as well is his physicality, his height, and we're going to need him from set pieces, the long throws and everything else. So I just feel that maybe Mikel will go with that thought process. His game, should be raised and fine and all the rest of it because he's playing against his former side. So, yeah, that's my thought process behind that. On the right-hand side, I'm going to go with Noni Madueke. Bring Bukayo Saka out of the side, give him a rest. I feel this is that opportunity that you can do that. Madueke needs to start, get minutes, play him on his natural side. Very, very simple. Alongside him, Martin Odegaard starts the game, came on against Chelsea. You see how much we've missed him. Demands the ball, dictates the play, does everything. So important. He starts the game. Alongside him, Declan Rice. I'd love to rest him, but we ain't got anybody to replace him that can replicate what he does. It's as simple as that. So he starts the game. On the left-hand side, I'm going to go with Gabriel Martinelli. He will start the game for me. Eza will get a rest. Played a lot of minutes of late. For me, he just gets that bit of a breather. So, yeah, Martinelli, another player that's back from injury, fresh, ready to go. This is the kind of game that you can play him in. No issues at all. And then up front as the main striker, Victor Gyökeres, back from injury. Played around about 15, 20 minutes against Chelsea. Start this game, get 60 to 70 minutes under his belt. No issues at all. So, yeah, when you're looking at that, there's a few changes, few tweaks. But I feel that overall, it's still very strong. And if you look at what our potential bench could be, you would have the likes of Zubamendi, you would have the likes of Bukayo Saka, the likes of Eza, the likes of Marino. It would be a very, very strong bench. And it's looking a lot better and a lot healthier, should we say. So I think that's a strong enough lineup to win the game. I've got Aston Villa in mind. I know it's one game at a time, but you do also have to, think about that situation. So that's the thought process behind it. I think that team is strong enough to win the game, and it's as simple as that. So let me know in the comment section whether you agree or disagree. And of course, if you're new around here, hit the subscribe button, smash a like on this video, and I will see you lot soon. I'm out of here.